guys, what's up? It's Emma, and in today's video I'm going to be filming an all-inclusive SAS question and answer video all about my study abroad experience, how this whole thing works, and kind of going into detail on basically how to go to school on Sweet Life on Deck. So a general background, really super fast. I'm currently studying abroad on a program called Semester at Sea. For short, it's called SAS, where a large group of students lives on a ship for a semester and travels multiple countries and has a super immersive study abroad experience. I am currently on the third month of my voyage, so I'm almost done. I have officially 4 weeks left as of yesterday, but I've basically gotten a lot of questions about how this program works, what it's like living on a ship. It's obviously not normal at all. As somebody who's never even been on a cruise, it was such a big flip switch thing kind of deal. We're gonna talk about how classes work, what students are on the ship, dining halls, what I do for fun, all that stuff. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about Semester at Sea and my study abroad experience in general, then just keep watching. So Semester at Sea is described as a multicultural immersive study abroad experience. On my voyage, we're going to 12 different countries. We just finished our third to last port, which is a fuel stop yesterday in Trinidad and Tobago. We have Ecuador and Costa Rica left, and then we return home to San Diego on Christmas. I started in Amsterdam, went all over Europe, went to Africa, and then crossed over to South America, and now we're going up, around, over, through the Panama Canal, back to the United States. So this program, you live on a ship. This is my cabin. I'm in my cabin right now. I have a roommate. It is so strange, and I will talk more about that in a second. So students on the ship are literally from all over. There are students obviously from the United States, from all over the US. There are students that are international from Spain, Lithuania, from Germany, Canada, from India. We have students from everywhere. It just depends on if your home university or institution over there accepts these credits or not. A lot of schools in the US do. As an international student, you can look into doing this program. It's not restricted by country. It would only be restricted by if your school accepts your transfer credits or not. But to give you a better idea of who is on the ship, I'm gonna interview a few of my friends, and you're gonna see what Semester at Sea is really like.
My name is Jade.
I'm Tarek.
I'm Clay.
Ethan, Tan,
Victor. My name is Kyle.
I'm from Colorado, but I currently live in California.
From Hawaii. I go to school at Colorado State University in Fort Collins.
From New York. I'm a gap year student.
I go to CSU, University of Oregon.
I go to University of St. Thomas.
Favorite thing about Semester at Sea is definitely the community, meeting Emma, and having a great support system.
Ooh, probably just all the cool people you meet.
Did Semester at Sea because I really wanted to travel.
Oh, SAS, the thing about it right now is just the amazing experiences that I've been having. Like, I can't, it's amazing. You gotta try it out.
Why wouldn't you want to travel the world?
Semester at Sea has been amazing so far, and I love all the friends that I've had and been able to make and keep for a lifetime. I already can tell, so they're clutching.
So also getting into scholarships, we're gonna talk about how much does this program cost. So if you think about it, this is a semester abroad. You have room and board, you have tuition, you have a full-on dining plan for all 3 meals of the day, and you're also traveling around the world the whole time. The program is around $28,000 to $30,000 a semester. SAS literally gives out hundreds of thousands of dollars of scholarships a year. You can be a student assistant and work on the ship and get a percentage off of your tuition. Study abroad programs are honestly expensive in general, and when you add up the entire thing, having 3 meals a day on a ship in the middle of the ocean, crazy. Traveling from country to country and paying these port fees and how much it takes to literally transport this amount of people around the world, it makes sense. There are ways to make it less expensive through financial aid or grants or scholarships. I will leave links in the description for all of that for Semester at Sea, but also a lot of people on the ship have financial aid from their home institutions. So if you really want to go on Semester at Sea and you're really dedicated, it is possible. You can get money off. You just have to look for things like that to apply to. A question I get a lot is who is on the ship. It's not your traditional study abroad. We don't just have students, we have an entire staff, the captain, everybody who is sailing the ship and working the ship. We have our stackles faculty, which is all of our professors, their families. A lot of professors bring their children on board, so we have ship kids. I think the youngest we have on board is 4 years old, and it ranges up to 17, so there are a lot of ship kids. We also have something called lifelong learners, which are older people who have either sailed in the past or wanted to come on this and get like an immersive experience. They take classes if they want to, they bond with us, they can sign up to be a ship parent and have like a ship family. I was recently adopted into a ship family. Lifelong learners often are retired or they want to take a break from their job, and they just kind of spend 4 months traveling around the world and going on programs with us and learning with us and connecting with us, and they're actually really cool. I would totally come back as a lifelong learner. A lot of times people do reunion voyages where if you've sailed before, you choose to come back on the same voyage as your friends you've been with before, like way many years later, and I think that's so cool. I would totally do that. The guy who invented Crocs is on the ship. It's like having 60 grandparents all the time, and it's really cool because they're all so nice. Because this program is a little different than normal, at home you don't live with your professors. We live, we eat, I hand in front of all my professors on the ship. It's a very strange relationship, I'd say, because you're way closer than a normal professor at your home institution, but it's also really cool because you can babysit your professor's kid, you can get a smoothie with your professor, you will see your professor at every dinner, you will play tug of war or play your professor in ping pong. Everybody asks, how do classes work? When it comes to classes, you have a schedule, which is an A day and a B day. It's similar to, I guess in high school or middle school, I had day 1s and day 2s. The alternate days on the ship, we don't ever get a day off because when we get to port, we have that week off of classes. So every single day on the ship, we have classes. A days, I have global studies in the morning, which is my 8:30 a.m. class. Every single person has global studies every day, either the 8:30 or the 10 a.m. I have it at 8:30. On A days, I have global studies and that's it. On B days, I have global studies at 8:30. I have social and sustainable venturing, media and society, and then I have my marketing class. So I have 1 class and then 4, so alternates A, B, A, B, A, B. When it comes to where classes are, obviously living on a modified cruise ship, your classes can be in some unusual places. I have class in a movie theater. I have class in a curtained off section of the Union. A lot of students have class on the deck. Oceanography goes outside, spends a lot of their time observing and journaling and watching with binoculars at the ocean, which is really cool. Have class like in the terrace, in dining halls, in the fancy dining room. Pretty much everywhere that there are chairs that can house a decent amount of students is somewhere that's going to be used as a classroom. It leads towards some interesting test taking strategies. I've taken every single marketing exam laid out on the floor. A lot of people ask me about what majors can do SAS, what major are you? I thought only certain majors can do this. I would say that SAS is open to every major as long as you modify it towards your schedule. I am a neuroscience, a behavioral and cognitive neuroscience major. I'm trying to double or minor in business, so I'm taking my gen and business classes on the ship. I know majors that range from equestrian majors to animal science majors, a lot of business majors, accounting. My roommate's a poli-sci major. Also 4 other neuroscience students, which I was very surprised about. Modified the classes towards your schedule, and a lot of these will count for like gen eds back at home, or if you want to save up all your electives to take on the ship, I would advise saving up your electives and taking classes that you're actually interested in on the ship, because there are so many cool unique classes on the ship that are offered. There are classes dedicated to just slavery classes, just World War II classes, from professors that are so in love with what they're teaching that you can tell they're truly passionate about it, and I feel like learning that comprehensively from somebody who is so excited about the topic is just a full, honestly understanding and insane learning experience. I took classes that would count towards my minor. In hindsight, I wish I had taken more intellectually stimulating / fun ones. I like the classes that I'm in, but they're definitely more business oriented. Honestly, getting them approved by your global education office beforehand on how they're going to transfer back makes it a lot easier. Everybody also asks about how dining works. So when you're on semester C, you get 3 meals a day. We have 2 dining halls. There's Berlin, which is on the 6th floor, and there's Lido, which is on the 9th floor, which has outdoor seating and is smaller. Berlin's a little bit bigger. Everybody on the ship has a very definite side in terms of Lido or Berlin. Personally, Berlin is the best dining hall. These dining halls are buffet style, where you get your own food, and they usually have like a salad side, and they usually have a protein, pasta, potatoes, peanut butter and jelly station side. There's also something called fancy dining on the ship, which you can sign up for a day in advance. It's like $25, $30, and it's like this full-on 5-course meal. I went 2 days ago, and I low-key had the best steak of my life. And you get a glass of champagne, and you can bring your drink card and get 2 glasses of wine. I already made an appointment to go back tomorrow night. But the whole Berlin or Lido thing is this huge rivalry on the ship, and let me just say, if you choose Lido over Berlin, come on now.
Emma here is a Berlin gang.
As you guys know, Berlin is the superior dining hall.
Berlin is a crowded dining space with the food on one side, the salad on the other side, the drinks, like you have to, it's like a 2-minute walk to get to the drinks, another like 3-minute walk to get to soup. I just don't like having to go on a marathon every time I want to eat my food. But
Team Berlin, obviously, bigger room, more friends, more food, better time.
I like Berlin a lot.
Team Berlin.
Definitely Team Lido. You sit outside, you can always see the ocean, it's not ever dark, perfect lighting.
Definitely Team Lido because I'm on the 8th floor and it's easy.
Dude, Lido. Get that nice view, not as crowded as Berlin. They call me a Lido rat.
Additionally, we do have the snack/poolside bar. We have the grill. You guys know David is my best friend. He makes me specialty snacks sometimes. You can order smoothies, burgers, grilled cheeses. There's chocolate snacks available all the time. They just got strawberry back at the smoothie bar because that was gone for like a month stretch and I almost died. We had quesadilla day a few days ago, which is like a day where they offered quesadillas for a stretch, and they were insanely good. I literally miss them already. Another question I get all the time is, how are you not bored? This is not a cruise. It's not a cruise ship at all. There is no casino, there is no dance club, there is no like water slide off the side. I really thought that maybe there's gonna be like a water slide, like a Disney kind of vibe. But if you've done all your schoolwork or you're not in the mood to do your schoolwork, the biggest things to do on the ship are A, you find somebody that has a movie drive and you pawn every single movie off of them. Cultivated a hand-picked selection of movies because everybody has so many. I also managed to download the entirety of Game of Thrones, which was such a win. You can barter for movies and ask really politely to borrow movie drives and steal them onto your laptop. We also have a lot of clubs. We have yoga club, workout club, we have Earth Day club, we have line dancing every so often, Global Business Network, surf club, we have sardines and hide and go seek club. We have a lot of student run clubs that are created in the beginning of the voyage so everybody can get involved, and we have meetings every so often. We'll put sticky notes on your door like when meetings are. We also have interport lectures. It's really common. We have individuals come on between a stretch of a voyage and lecture every night. Professors give lectures. I recently went to a lecture the other day where a professor that I had gave a lecture on African influences in the Black Panther film and the dress from where they pulled the tradition from and like kind of a more African scope on how the movie was created and like where it's represented. And I thought it was very interesting because one, I love that movie, and two, I love the professor that gave the talk. We also have really fun events. We just had the Olympics, so I'll talk more about my week in my life vlog, but every single student is put into a sea and you compete in like Olympic style games like tug of war, eating contest, scavenger hunt, dance competition, synchronized swimming to see who will win. That was really fun. We also had a talent show the other day where we had a bunch of people perform talents. We had stand-up comedy, we had dances, singing. We had someone perform Harry Potter puppet play, which was such a throwback to middle school. We also have the pool deck up on deck 9, so there's pool you can lay out and tan. Right now the UV is like pretty much 24/7 at 12, so everybody is getting super tan. It's really fun to relax by the pool. Have the sport court up on the top, which has volleyball clubs sometimes, basketball, all that stuff, dodgeball. So if you want to do that, that's also another thing. Honestly, I feel like the best part of this is I've gotten really aggressively good at ping pong and card game. I don't mind being disconnected because you form a lot, have more time with your friends, and you don't really notice how much you're on your phone till you're off your phone. Like my screen time has gone down by like 98% the past 2 months. And I feel like you make real friendships again like you would in like elementary school because there's not an excuse to go on your phone or to hide behind your phone. And I just think it's really cool. do you get seasick? So fingers crossed, thank God, so far I have not gotten seasick. We've only had one really aggressive day at sea. We were crossing up in Europe. We were in the Bay of Biscay and we had like 15-foot swells. We were going like this, like doors were slamming, like people were stumbling in the hallways. Everybody was sick. I like opened the door to go to the bathroom and like everybody was like throwing up. A lot of options to counteract that. You can wear a sea patch every day, which a lot of people do. You have your sea bands, anti-seasickness medication that's offered outside the clinic for free. It's not the end of the world. The water is normally pretty calm. A lot of times I'll like stumble into the dining halls in the morning when I'm half asleep still, or at night we'll go like this a little bit, or like you kind of move in your chair. But it's nothing crazy. It's not like Pirates of the Caribbean, and professors are super cool when it is a crazy day, because I had a professor cancel class because he told us that if he threw up in front of us, he just wouldn't think he'd be able to be a professor anymore. A lot of people asked how hard is the application process. As long as you're in good disciplinary standing and a good student, I feel like the application process is not that rigorous. It definitely takes a tiny bit of time because there is a lot of paperwork involved. But if you can survive the Common App, you can survive the SAS app. It's not that bad, and in the end, it's totally worth it. Finally, somebody asked, what is something about SAS that you didn't expect at all? I think the coolest thing here is that 1, you're super close to your professors, 2, you're super close to all the other students because you really have nothing to do except to talk to them. I've talked about this before, but the best part for me is when you're in port 3 or 4 hours away from the ship. Like, you have taken a plane, you have taken a train, you are so far from home, which is the ship, and you will run into people that you know, and it's so comforting to see a familiar face in such a foreign country. I love the community of the ship. I love making friends from all over the world. It's like now you have a permanent group of friends that you know is down to travel with you for life because they already have traveled crazy places with you. And honestly, the entire community is just awesome. But that was my question and answer video for SAS. That was my first one. If you guys have any other additional questions, feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.